Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do get started, let me go ahead and give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happening. Now, we had Deku, aka the Batman. In order to try and take down Black Mask and his criminal organization, while No Man's Land is currently still ongoing, Deku made a plan. The first part of it was to send Catwoman Nedre out of Gotham, allow her to investigate members of not only the Hero Committee, but to investigate politicians who may be stopping the safety efforts to bring Gotham back into the fold of the country. Now, Gotham may be a cesspool and a violent city, filled with criminals. But there still are honest people who live here. They deserve a chance to live. And with No Man's Land ongoing, they have suffered the most. Now, Deku, he then allied with pro heroes, gave them information and comms units, allowing them to directly contact him. With that in place, he went down to the dock to try and investigate a possible ammunition supply that Black Mask may be using in order to maintain control. Deku, after a few days of staking it out, blew it up and destroyed the boat. And that's good. But for Black Mask, it was bad. His men have guns and weapons, but right now, their ammunition, it was already limited. Now, they're low, especially with the fact that pro heroes are directly assaulting his base. Batman, while on Venom, was joining the fight, joining the brawl. He used many of his gadgets so far, and he even tackled the side of a military vehicle, pulled the machine gun off of it, and destroyed it by chucking it across the area. Then someone fired an RPG at the Batman. He dodged it, but the vehicle that it hit landed on top of him. And he stood right back up. And that was a terrifying sight. The man swore he hit the Batman. The guy was way too close to the explosion not to be harmed. But the guy got back up and charged him. And he looked to be mad. Now, with that being said, let's currently pick up after the Batman does to smash that Mandrake into the ground. It does mean a lot. It does mean a bit. Right now, there's a lot they need to do. Deku does have a bunch of pros following him. Right now, he does look around. Many of Black Mask men have already gone down. They need to storm the facility. Do more with that. And there is where Deku does a turn, rushing into one of the buildings and beginning to look around. When people do a turn around corners, they are struck by batterings. And he does continue to move. He needs to find Black Mask directly. Figure out what he does plan to do next. Him moving down the hallway, and there is where someone, they do come around a corner. Right now, Deku, bring up a hand and gonna fire off a grappling hook. And when it does grab the person, striking them in the forearm, he does it pull them forwards as they do to roar out in pain by their arm dislocating. And when he does go to grab them, he has to force them to the ground. Talking about it. Where is he? I don't know. Where is Black Mask? I don't know. Him bringing a hand up and knocking them out. And he does have a lot rush into his mind. Stay calm. Stay in control. Right now, he already has suffered quite a bit of damage. His cape was harmed in the blast. His suit armor is worn. The Kevlar threads in his suit, they are not up to the task of taking bullets. The metal can, but considering the fact that this suit feels like he's slightly been toasted in an oven, it means a bit. His suit does still provide additional protection. However, the fact that it's still in one piece is a miracle in and upon itself. Right now, Black Mask is his main objective. If he can get to that man, his men will stand down once they realize their boss can no longer give them orders. And Deku does see an explosion at another building. Him bringing a finger to his ear and asking, clicking a button, and then going to express, walking forward. What was that noise? That was me. Right now, a few of his guys are trying to come out and play. Though, we got him. We can try and draw attention if you're heading for Black Mask. Understood. Can you handle it? You saying we can't? We should be fine. We're basically bulletproof. Speak for yourself. Another explosion going off. And Monwa does go to stand there. Right now, him covered in steel and bursting out explosions. Talking about it. Right now, there's a lot happening. But just go for the big boss. Take him down, and they can handle everything else. And Deku does get a nod, understanding the situation. And he does it a move. Many people try to get in his way. But considering the fact that they're talking about a 6'8" guy who weighs probably 400 pounds, built like a brick shit house, and from what they've been hearing over comms, has been taking their guys out one by one, yeah, they're not sure about facing him down. Especially whenever a group of people stepped into a room and they were expecting the Batman to be close by. And no one could reach those guys on comms. Now, there is where Batman does get a step into Black Mask office. Him currently sitting there. And he does go to turn around in his chair and stare at this enemy of his. The man who spent so much time running through his compound. You know, you have some nerve. Do you know who I am? I know exactly who you are. Fact is, you're done. I know what you've been doing. What your plan is? Oh, do you? Well, him holding up a dead man's switch. And Deku does a turn staring at that. Do you know what this is? If I let this thing go, we both die. Hard to build an empire if you're dead. You want to reap the rewards. You won't do it. Don't even try me. You are just some little legend Gothamites made up. Someone who decided to put on a mask and try to fight crime. Do you even know who you're fucking with? The people involved in all of this? I know exactly who I'm dealing with. And I don't care. Who do you think you are? I'm Batman. I'm Gotham. Him stepping forward, looming over Black Mask. I am the Knight. And I Deku brings his hand down, slamming it on the man's desk. It giving way under his force. I'm vengeance. Every bad thing you've ever done, I'm here to repay. Every thought you've had, I want you to know. I am there. I know every little thing about you. And I know the people you've paid off have empty bank accounts. Especially you. What? Make a phone call. You'll see what I'm talking about. However, for right now, Deku brings his hand up, moving fast and grabbing the man by his hand. And Black Mask does try to pull away, but he doesn't find it impossible. Deku going to bring his right arm up and break the man's right arm. And he does it root in pain. Deku crushing the fist holding the dead man's switch, not letting it go. It's a bluff. Very clearly a buff. Very clearly a bluff. If it wasn't, then this man would be crazy. Or he would have tried to, what? Apply explosives somewhere else? Threaten to blow up a colony somewhere nearby. But there's nobody nearby. This is all territory belonging to him. Anyone who would have lived nearby has either been shot, killed, buried, or are outside fighting, helping him maintain control over his territory. And that means a lot. Call your people. Black Mask staring at Batman, who does loom over him and go to continue. He can let go of the switch. See what will happen. Call his bluff. Blow this room sky high and take the both of them down. Either way, that would be a fair trade. One crime lord down for the count, and Gotham, it does prosper. He's had control of the city for years. He wants to rebuild it with his infrastructure, his people in charge. That won't happen. Now, check with his people. And the man does stare at Batman, trying to mad dog him, intimidate him. And when they do come rushing to the room, Batman does a turn. Without looking, throwing a batarang, and does a fly through the air, smashing into the pistol in their hand as they do to fire. And they do to root in pain at the hand that just had a gun explode in it. And he does a turn, looking that way before looking back at Black Mask, informing him to make his phone call. And the man finally does go to oblige. His people are beginning to lose. If he can, he might be able to salvage something from this. But when he does to make a phone call, there is where a woman does go to answer. Hello? Who is this? Is that you, Batman? I'm curious to know if you've been waiting for me. I know I've definitely been quite curious to know what's going on over back in Gotham. But if that's you, do speak up. I know I'm very curious myself. It's me. Mind explaining to our friend here what happened? No, well, I did take your advice. I drained the illegal bank accounts, and I did tip off the pros about what's going on. Some people have been arrested, some have gone on the run, and others, they've had to see about what's happening. I don't know the full story, but from what I have been doing, It's quite clear. There should be emergency services and National Guard coming in to help Gotham very soon. The Hero Committee are quite happy with an anonymous donation for the rebuilding efforts, and what exactly it might mean for them. Gotham officials and other people should be happy very soon. Good. Do you have any idea what you've just done? Deku bring his hand up, grabbing Black Mask by his head and slamming him directly into his desk. It giving way under him, and Deku does a turn, grabbing the dead man switch and going to deactivate it. And he does it a wait. The moment he has a pull it free of the man's grip, nothing happens. It was a bluff. This man relies on intimidation, fear. That is one of his weapons. But it doesn't work when someone knows how he does think. Why would he try and take himself out? He has plans, and they don't work if he's not alive to witness them, see them through to fruition. I mean, honestly, what kind of madman would try and take himself out like that? And this does mean quite a bit. Batman does get to tell Selina a few different things, but Batman does get to talk to Nedre, the Catwoman, there we go, that's better, and try to see about what's going on. She does confirm a few different things, and he is happy to hear. Right now, him walking out with Black Mask. And he does go to talk on the comms of the Defenders, telling them all to stand down. And some people, they are still trying to fight. But whenever Batman does come out holding the bloody, beaten form of Black Mask, they do go to give up. And right now, they do start to lay down their weapons. Some do try to run. Some have already been injured by pros. And right now, they don't make it very far when they try to get away. It's their fault. And Batman, he does go to take Black Mask into the GCPD. There's a lot they do want to do when it does come down to this man. And Batman does go to retreat into the shadows. Right now, he has done what he's needed to. And he does still want to try and figure a few things out. But that isn't his turn. Right now, it's time for someone else to take over. And the pros, along with the rest of Japan, they finally turn their attention to Gotham, rebuilding the bridges that fell during the collapse. And Gotham, it does have vehicles coming in, dropping off fresh water, fresh food, and generators. It's gonna take some time, but rebuilding Gotham is going to take time. And Batman, he does sit there in the shadows, happy he could have helped. Right now, he does get to contact Alfred, and Alfred is happy to hear from Deku. The two have barely kept in contact the last couple of months, and Deku does inform him about what's happening. The man understanding. Deku has sustained many injuries. When the venom wore off, he felt massive fatigue. He felt massive amounts of pains coming from his chest and muscles. And whenever he did take some time to rest, he slept for over 20 hours. When he woke up, his body was black and blue all over. Along with that, yeah, he needed to get some new armor for the Batsuit. If not, trash the one he has and build a new one. This meant quite a bit. Right now, Batman is going to take some time to rest, since now it's the game of politics and playboys. Gotham, they don't need a savior. Right now, they need some jackass in the public asking stupid questions, and hopefully trying to find the right answers. Izuku Midoriya. He has tried to get help for Gotham for 3 months. He was seen as a rich, eccentric, young, dumb billionaire. The chief of police once saw the man with some woman in a bathrobe in his house, drunk in the early morning. But right now, he has offered to help fund the rebuilding efforts of Gotham. It's going to take a massive amount of time and effort, but they're going to need to try and go through and fix everything after the earthquake. Right now, Deku, he went home to try and get the manor fixed up, try and deal with things there, and try and help Gotham. A month went by, and people, they felt more comfortable. They felt better. They felt happier. After 2 months, everything started to return to normal. Gotham's water systems started to get back up and running, and buildings, they were put back up. Some were fixed, some were checked, and some were torn down. The demolition efforts didn't take too long. The rebuilding efforts, thanks with help from pro heroes, they began to go by very quickly. However, certain older neighborhoods, people were talking about what to do with them. Historical sites in Gotham. Should they be torn down or should they be rebuilt? That is a massive, massive amount of effort and amount of politics people are having. Remember the origins of their city. Or try and do what they're doing for everything. Tear down these historical sites, these historical monuments, and put them back up again. The ship of Theseus. If you are to replace everything, one brick at a time, one pane of glass at a time, 1 meter of concrete at a time, one tile at a time, one nail at a time, is it still the same building? Someone tried bringing that up. While restoring a historical site has been a topic Deku wanted to do, it was what one of his funds were for, one of his charities. This is a whole other thing. He's trying to stay far away from this, but he's fairly certain it will be brought up, and that he has so far tried to avoid. And right now, we do have after 3 months, if not 4 months, close to it. It took 4 months to almost rebuild the entirety of the city. People have moved back in, and things have started to return to normal. A number of corporations have moved back in. A number of people have backed the funding of projects to help the city go back to normal. Mr. Midoriya did help fund it. He mentioned wanting to try and clear this city of the cesspool of violence and murder that it is. Criminals, they are a bit more wary about starting trouble in this town. And that's good. Deku wants to have a charity event very soon. But, right now, there is where the chief of police, he does think the pros on live television about what they did. They dived into vigilantism in order to help protect the citizens of Gotham when they needed that help the most. There is a massive debate on whether or not those pros should be rewarded or lose their licenses. And That's a question someone does try to ask Commissioner Gordon, and Gordon does respond. Gotham was hit by a massive earthquake. They were left to fend for themselves. People starved and people died. They needed all the help they could get. They didn't care who it came from. But when that help had massive strings attached like Black Mask or the Penguin, people started to care. The heroes worked with the police. They might have been considered vigilantes in the outside world, but Gotham was stuck like that for months. People needed heroes. That's what those people were. Even Batman stepped in and helped them. Batman, he helped the GCPD. And a question does get posed to Commissioner Gordon. Is he endorsing vigilantism? And is he endorsing the Batman? To which Commissioner Gordon does respond. He's not endorsing vigilantism. The man was a helping hand, and he didn't try to do what he thought was right and get money for it. He saved lives. Him and Mr. Midoriya. That is another topic for debate, Commissioner Gordon. There have been speculations as to why Mr. Midoriya would work with a vigilante. Many people are speculating that with the recent political shift outside the city, that Mr. Midoriya, he is funding the vigilante himself. Huh. Funding him? I've personally met Mr. Midoriya. While he is against a number of things this city does have, I highly doubt he's funding the vigilante. How so? The man says he works alone. I've met him, and I can tell you now. He doesn't exactly seem like he likes the man. He likes what he could provide, yes. But whenever it does come down to how I've seen Mr. Midoriya act himself in person, I don't think the two exactly fit together very well. Thank you. There are claims that Batman saved the city. How do you think of that? No comment at this time. I'm gonna leave. And that does mean quite a lot. Deku, he does wonder about what he can do. There are talks about the mayoral race and a new mayor of Gotham being elected after the assassination of the last one. Many people are still trying to rebuild their lives. This could be his chance to run for mayor. It could be his chance to try and help out in the public world as himself. Though he already has heard a number of people talk about what they want to do. The best thing he can do is try and make sure the right person gets elected. That's controlling a public office, however, and potentially getting too far involved in politics. He just stopped the corruption and the old Gotham. This is the new Gotham. If the mayor is a corrupt individual, he fears what that will do for the perception of this city. Crime will come back in and try and start back up. Pros will come back in full force. And he's happy for that. He's also happy that the Batman has finally been seen more seriously. A slight grin appearing on his face. However, he does still have to deal with another loose end. Find someone who hasn't been around lately, but he's fairly certain she'll be back in town soon. Helena Bertolini. She will be back in town. The Falcone crime family is believed to be involved with the murder of her father. He'll find her. He thought he could work with her, but she ran when things got difficult, when things got hard. He won't disagree. Currently, him sitting in his study and scrolling through something on his laptop. And Alfred, he does going to inform Deku to take some time off. Right now, his injuries might have healed, but the doctor said the strain on his heart was bad. I know. I'll be fine, Alfred. I'll be okay. Master Izuku, I don't believe that is so. The venom did a number on you. And from what you've told me, I've seen what men are like that. For you, I don't believe you will be fine. Gotham just got rebuilt. But you still do need to maintain a public face. Let Batman rest for right now. What does Zuko Midoriya play? You sure about that? Yes. There is a charity event that will be coming up soon. Perhaps you should be fine then. But for right now, you did receive a letter? A letter? Yes, a letter. Him gonna hand it off to Deku. And Deku does gonna take it. A yellow golden like envelope. A letter? Huh. Him going to take it out and go to read the contents. It's blank. And that does intrigue him. Before he does turn back to the envelope and go to look inside. He does it to pull out a feather. Phrasing. A bird feather. Why would someone send Izuku Midoriya a bird feather? Huh. No. This can't be from a pigeon. This can't be from a seagull. An owl. The Court of Owls? But no. No, that's reaching. Him turning back to the envelope a little bit more serious. And he does it to pull out something that does make him reconsider the previous notion. A talon. A bird talon. And that does have him worried. No words on an envelope. A letter and a talon. But that's just an old wives' tale. A bedtime story to scare children. The Court of Owls in Gotham City. They can't be real. He thought that they were once. But this is concerning. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I will catch you guys in the next part.